War II was a very, very real part of my growing up. My father had flown the B-17s out of England. And so World War II was a palpable part of my whole, thinking, the way I grew up. So when Vietnam was really starting to gear up, I felt a real need to serve. So there was the sort of the lure of opportunity and excitement and lots of different experiences. But I think the primary thing was a sense of patriotism and wanting to serve.
Growing up hearing stories of World War II and from my grandfather and Korea and Vietnam from my uncles, and it was just something that I grew up learning about. And so I knew it was always something that I wanted to do, that I was going to do, and by the time the day came, I knew it was something I needed to do.
I was 19 years old when I enlisted, just out of high school. It was, I believe we were still in conflict in the first Gulf War. When I joined, it allowed me to grow up and start working towards becoming a man and being responsible.
Well, I went into the United States Air Force right after I got out of high school. So I served during Desert Storm.
I served in the U.S. Army. I enlisted in 1967. And then I was sent to Vietnam for a year, where I spent my time in Dong Tam, which is down along the Mekong Delta. I then came home for 30 days leave and went back again for about 7-8 months. So that enabled me to get out of the service 6 months early.
Afghanistan was my first combat deployment. So when I first got there, of course I was on edge, a little bit, I wouldn't say scared, but you're hypersensitive of what is going on with you. And then once I found out, the area that I was with and got accustomed to it, it becomes part of your normal lifestyle.
Joined the military right after I got out of high school. I was assigned to USS Rushmore. The Navy was probably the best option to me because they gave you an option of everything, from a cook to weapons to an engineman, a boiler guy, to operating a ship. I mean, the Navy is an actual city. I mean, every function that you would have in a town on land they have, and they also have an Air Force too. So there was all kinds of ranges of jobs.
Companies these days are looking for dependable people, and the military, I would say, was becoming a dependable person, somebody you could rely on. A lot of men trusted that I knew my job well enough that they were willing to lay their lives on the line, for me, and knew that I would do the same.
Well, the military does great things as far as teaching you leadership skills. It teaches you discipline and how to be self-sufficient, but also how to work as a team. So, but as it applies directly to TEP, I mean, it works very well because obviously you have to work as a team and you need to have discipline. So it's a great fit.
There's the jobs that look cool and sound cool and they look good in movies, and then there's the jobs that are going to help you in your life after the service. And so you need to be smart and pick something that you want to do that is a sound vocational training, and that you can transition into something when you leave the service.
Coming out of the service with a skill set, a very marketable skill set, really paved the way for me through pretty much my whole adult life. It provided me with opportunities that a lot of people didn't have. I've never looked for a job. I've never had to be out of work. I've always had opportunities. And I think the skills, more than just the training, I think basic training was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because they push you to the point that you feel you can't go any farther, but somehow you do. And when you walk out of there, you realize that you have almost unlimited capabilities. You come out of it knowing that there's very little you can't do.
Company and a lot of the skills that I picked up in the military allowed me to get where I am today.
A lot of people went in the military just as a convenience. When they came out of the military, have come out of the military, they've learned a lot that they may want to acknowledge or not acknowledge, but it makes them a better person to move. And you know, TEP is a great company to work for, and you know, they offer a lot of that stuff that is similar to what the military does.
The electric industry in general is a good fit for veterans because you get to employ your hard work ethic. You get to employ the intangibles that you learn from the service. The camaraderie is there with other individuals that suffer through hard work, and you get to see the fruits of your labor. It's quite rewarding.